Spirit and MaxPax, they have won every single 2v2 tournament that they played in. They haven't lost a single tournament. It's crazy. Like, oh my god. Like, as a duo, MaxPax and Spirit, they have just, yeah, won every single event that they've ever touched in 2v2. And we'll see if they can be stopped. We'll see if they can be stopped. As spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Emerald City, we have a Zerg and Protoss duo here. We have the NA duo. We have Knight and Larry. And spawning in the top left hand corner, we have their opponents. We have the X-Storm duo here. We have MaxPax and Spirit. And again, they are favored to win the event. They're favored to bring everyone down. Usually the team that can threaten them is not here. Again, Trigger and Clem, they're not here. They're usually second to Spirit and MaxPax, and they usually have a very nice back and forth, but they're not present. So we'll see if either Knight and Larry, or even the upper semis team, can bring Spirit and MaxPax down. We'll see. For now, oh my god, as we open up with a proxy. Let's go. It is going to be gas pool opener here out of Knight, so he's going for early link speed, early aggression. We are setting up for what looks to be an all-in. Likewise, we have the proxy from Larry. We did have aggression from Zugelang and Serral, but Serral, he was never really proxying. He was only opening up 2-gate or 4-gate back at home. At times he would have a proxy gateway, but not like this. So this is far more aggressive here from our NA team. Serral, take notes. Let's go. As the Probe Scout does confirm the late expansion. So MaxPax, he confirms the gas first, he confirms the late expansion. Likewise, he confirms that the second pylon is missing as well. So great scouting so far. The pings do notify each other, so Spirit and MaxPax are aware that something is wrong. They're aware that something is amiss. In Spirit, he's opening up 2-Rax Reaper. Okay, 2-Rax Reaper here by Spirit. We actually haven't seen too much Terran here. I mean, we saw some Terran at a uThermal earlier, that is true, but not in the upper semis. Again, looks like they're pinging to scout for proxy locations. Probe is on the way. So the Reapers. And we'll see if they come across the gateways. As that is a proxy 2-gate setup here. Yeah, Stalker is revealed. Now they know. Spirit, he does take some extra hits. Oh. Does take some extra damage. Likewise, trading with the initial units. For so far, so good. Spirit keeps his Reapers alive. Bunkers on the way. Second Stalker has arrived. Nice target firing. Very nice. But the first Stalker is going to fall. Yeah, 1 Stalker for 2 Reapers. Going for another Reaper. Spirit, if he doesn't kite away, he will lose it. Oh my god. Was that MaxPax pinging the Reaper? MaxPax, he's like, hey, what are you doing? Get out of here. Lanes are flooding in. Stalker does fall. For another Reaper, though. Yeah, the Reapers are completely cleaned out. Spirit, he will lose everything. Bunker is done, but there's nothing in the bunker. Shield batteries are on the way. Spirit and MaxPax panicking a little bit here. MaxPax walling up as best he can. Spirit getting to his own CC on the high ground. Factory's on the way. From here, he can get into tanks, get into his own Cyclones. So reinforcing, and again, they're completely all in. Just massive wing flood. Void Ray production on the way here. For MaxPax, Stasis is going to be going up. Good connection. And nice Stasis traps. Bunker is going to be targeted. Bunker does full. Reapers are going to be a non-factor. But there's still 3 shield batteries here for Serral. Sorry, for Serral? I'm used to casting Protoss as Serral. For MaxPax. Lings, they put into the mineral line. SCV is going to be going down. But yeah, Crippling Spirit. Lings, they do try to find a way in. Again, Spirit, he's down to 1 Reaper. Army pushes forward. Stalker shots here on the initial gateway. They do target down that initial Stalker. Void Ray popping up. Lings, they try to flood in. And can we target down that Void Ray? Going for the shield batteries. Void Ray gets a lot of DPS off though. And chips away at those Stalkers. Once again, going for depots. I would say some wasted shots here from Larry. Going for pylons, going for deepers, and with that, the void ray count is building up. Now up to 2 voids. Up to 2 void rays. They're going for the expansion instead. And they're barely not quite getting it. The base is getting low. Expansion is getting low. Tank has arrived. Oh, and Spirit and MaxPax, they're holding onto the natural. Spirit, he can now reland his own CC. Oh, they want that Nexus. They're gonna get it. Just barely. Nexus goes down. But the problem is killing a Nexus is not enough. It's not enough here, bearing in mind that Larry, he's on 1 base. He's just now expanding. They take down the natural. MaxPax does confirm. Spirit now is a threat. He's now built up to 2 tanks. And the game will progress. The game will progress from here. And Larry, they're here just parked outside the bases. From here, we should be max expanding. There we go. Double expand from Larry. Knight droning, taking his 3rd. Both players building up. They will have a greater economy, that is true. Oh, nice force field. Locking down the Protoss. Yeah, Larry leading out a lot of Stalkers here. Lings, they try to punish. Not quite able to. Again, they try to collapse on top of the tank. Tank is going to go down. He gets 1. But the Lings bleed out. And Max actually maintains his position. Revelation across the map. Larry getting into blink. And the proxy is cleaned up. And from here, MaxPax and Spirit, now they can start to macro, they can start to saturate, getting into their naturals, soon to be their 3rd bases. Spirit, his CC is already on the way. Jesus. Oh my god. Now, a lot of these teams use voice. I don't know if Spirit and MaxPax use voice. Like, they've been using a lot of pings. That tells me that most likely they're not. We'll see. That's a do push. Do push out. Likewise, tanks are moving forward. Lings are trying to engage, and there's only Lings here from our Zerg player. No Roaches, no Ravagers. And with all these force fields, Lings, they just cannot engage. Queen gets caught out. The base is going to fall. See Knight trying to set up a surround. The battery is sniped. Takes down the hatchery. Knight's going for a counterattack, trying to catch reinforcements. But they're moving in. Yeah, MaxPax and Spirit, they're going for the kill, going for the natural. They cannot hold on again. The Lings, they do nothing here. They just melt. Boys are being pulled. A bit of a desperation move here from our red team. They're like, oh god, and the Stalkers, they blink in, they get punished. The tanks, they just annihilate those Stalkers. And the bases are being broken. The bases are being broken. Knight does catch reinforcements, and he does trade well. But he won't save the natural. Won't save the natural bases. Again, the Void Rays, they just shut down the Stalkers, tanks as well. And from here, they can bring down the natural and go for the 3rd, or even just go for the main. Go for whatever they want. Oof, catching at the mineral line. Going for the 3rd expansion. Lings, they come in from behind, they catch out the tank at least, but yeah, GG gets called, and Spirit and MaxPax, they will take game number 1. Whew, GG. GG, well played. They will take a lead in the series. They do take the first game. Shout out to Knight and Larry. They had a lot of potential. They had a little momentum early on. Oh, that little momentum early on. When it came to their all-in, they were trading well. They basically, Spirit was a non-factor. It was a 1v2 between MaxPax and his 2 opponents, But I will say that the Stalkers of Larry were a little bit lackluster. They were spending a lot of and wasting a lot of shots, I would say, on pylons, on depots as well. They weren't necessarily focusing on key structures, whether it would be shield battery or even the void rays themselves. So MaxPax had a very impressive defense there, but at the same time, I would say some missed targeting there from the side of Larry. Didn't break through with that. GG, well played. Spirit and MaxPax, they take a lead, and we'll see if they can be forced to the ace match or if they claim it here and now. As they load into game 2 for the first time tonight, we load into Arctic Flowers, a map that's often been vetoed, I will say. So I don't know if I've actually castled on this map before, at least not tonight. Maybe not ever. As spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Arctic Flowers, we have our NA duo. We have Knight and Larry. Let's go. And spawning in the top right hand corner, we have their opponents. We have the favorite players to win it all. We'll see if they can be stopped. We have our duo between MaxPax and Spirit. Oh, the Excise Storm boys. Here we go. Have Spirit and MaxPax again. They have won every 2v2 event that they have signed up for. We'll see if they claim another. Coming into Arctic Flowers, we have a shared main base, we have a shared natural expansion as well. The third bases are more exposed, much more spread out here. We have even some center golds. Okay, we're going for a proxy, but we have these center gold bases, which are almost hybrid bases. They're out in the open, that you can maneuver between them. Speed zones as well. Yeah, I've never cast on this map before. Speed zones in the center as well. Interesting. Meanwhile, with the probe scout, it looks like we barely do get eyes on the pylon and on the initial proxy gateway. Now, this is a very unusual proxy gateway because it's still technically on Larry's side of the map. So it throws down the gate. I'm curious what the purpose is with this. You can, of course, reinforce. Knight is expanding. Once again, gas first. Gas into pool into hatchery here. So aggressive build here by Knight. And MaxPax, he doesn't fully check. Just now dipping back in. MaxPax, he's about to confirm how late the expansion is, or even how early the gas and the spawning pool are instead. Yeah, it checks the naturals. Yeah, we can see his ping. You can see MaxPax's ping. He confirms that the expansion is late and that the gases are early. And likewise, Knight, he stays in gas as well. So he's getting into link speed, and this can lead into roaches, can lead into banelings. Larry going for a Stargate opener, crowing out that first Stalker. A very unique build here. Again, I'm curious if, I mean, we'll see if this is designed to catch out the Overlord. Sorry, there is no Overlord. Do you see Spirit opening up CC on the high ground this time? Just a very safe setup. Bunker on the low ground already. And Knight, he is making links, just a handful of them. Things do move out. Still staying in gas. What is this for? Oh, okay. Now we know. Fast Evo Chamber. Interpulse on melee. Looks like he wants to commit with Ling Bane. Seems to be the case. As Link Speed is almost done. Speed is almost done. Knight, he does a fan out. More shit, Jesus. We're throwing down additional shield batteries, additional pylons. MaxPax and Spirit taking this very seriously. Oh, and we do see Larry going double Stargate into Mass Phoenix. Interesting. Now, this is a build that was nerfed recently in 2v2. What I mean by that is that double Stargate Mass Phoenix used to be very meta and used to be the go-to, at least in the first month of January in the 2v2 circuit. But that was before the most recent change here, and we're actually not playing vanilla 2v2. We're playing with a mod. The mod actually increases the time that it takes to actually share resources. So previously, you could share resources in vanilla. On the ladder in 2v2, you can share resources earlier on, and there'd be a build where the Terran player would just feed the Protoss, and the Protoss would go Mass Phoenix and just overwhelm. That was very trendy and just the go-to. We saw it in a lot of games. But of course, that was in a way patched out by the mod. By the mod that is being used. But this is just straight up. So as a result, this is just more vanilla, just double Stargate Mass Phoenix. Instead of having like your partner feed you. Oracle dips in, gets a couple of probe kills. Not bad. Gets a couple of workers. Spirit does move out through the center. Phoenixes, they can struggle defensively early on just because of the lower Phoenix count, but so far it's going to be 8 Phoenixes for Larry. Spirit, he's on his own. We have a little bit of support coming in. Knock down the gateway. Plus one melee is done here for the Zerg. Phoenixes, they catch reinforcements. Getting a Stalker. And a couple of Marines as well. Forcing back the main army. Lings, they come in from behind. They catch out a couple of Marines, but they cannot engage. Still a nice catch nonetheless. Stalkers, Cyclones. Very nice value here. Getting more reinforcements. One Phoenix goes down. We have to get out of here. Yeah, we have to pull away. As Larry will lose another Phoenix. Every Phoenix counts. Again, Mass Phoenix can be quite impressive in 2v2, but he hasn't hit critical mass yet. He's not quite there. Rotating, turret is done. Turret is done in the mineral line. So if our Stalkers are keeping up with the Phoenixes, we have a Ling counterattack getting ready as well. Diving on the army. Oh god, he's going for the dive. Lings, they collapse in. Tanks are lifted. Not bad. Tanks are gonna be attempted to be targeted, but no, they survive. Yeah, tanks do live. Shield battery coming into play. Stalkers, they hold their own. Lings are running out. Yeah, Lings are cleaned up. Phoenixes, they're not enough. Not on their own. Spirit and MaxPax, they hold. Whew. They do hold on. And that 6 Phoenixes falling. And also good attack, don't get me wrong, but just barely not enough. Not enough Lings, not enough ground support. With that, Larry looking for another way into the main. Some of these bases are a little bit more exposed. Last Spirit and MaxPax still looking solid. Still holding. Back at home, we're droning up, we're saturating. We have a Hive on the way here for Knight, so this could be for Ultra Tech. That would make the most sense. Ling Bane into Ultra. Meanwhile, +1 air attack, we're coming here still into Mass Phoenix, into double Robo, into what looks to be Phoenix into Immortal production, or maybe Phoenix into Colossus. Larry is building up. From the side of MaxPax, just sticking with a gateway composition. Just a ground army here. Stalkers, charge lots into Archons. Supporting Spirit. It can be a little bit awkward for both ground armies to keep up with the Mass Phoenix. Mass Phoenix, as they catch reinforcements. 2 medevacs go down, not bad. Gets 2 medevacs, but here we go, the main force is coming. Spirit and MaxPax, they push right down the center. Right down mid. Oh, they come in from behind. Getting a tank. Tank goes down, but last the bases are falling. Oh no, the Infestor gets a fungal. Fungal goes off. Lings are coming first around, but there are Archons. Yeah, they cannot surround Archons. That's not gonna happen. Not like this. Ultra Cavern's on the way, as we mentioned, but it's too late. It's too little too late. MaxPax, he's here. He has arrived. Bullies back the Zerg. Spirit pushing towards the natural. Getting to the mineral line. Phoenixes, they do what they can. They lift up a good amount of Marines, almost all of them actually. Yeah, Spirit is being cleaned up. As MaxPax did abandon Spirits, but MaxPax, he can 1v2, he's fine. Like, the Archons cannot be lifted, the Archons, they shut down the Lings, the Archons are just ideal here. They do everything. They shut down the Lings, they shut down the Phoenixes. We have Immortals on the way, but alas, Stalkers, they can try to blink in. Catching out more of the army. And with that Spirit of MaxPax, they have done it. They've broken the back of Knight and Larry. They had a great performance making it this far in the tournament, and I want to believe in the all-in they had in Game 1, but here in Game 2, GG gets called. Spirit of MaxPax, they snowball out of control, and they take the series 2-0. GG. GG, well played. They will claim the series. I apologize for not having the score updated in-game. I was just a little bit frazzled. But GG, well played. They will claim the series. They will take the 2-0. Congratulations. Congratulations. And that leads us into the grand finals. That leads us into MaxPax and Spirit up against Skillus and a Laser in a best of 5. I'll take you to the grand finals. Again, a big shout out to Knight and Larry. Again, they're more of an NA duo. They're not pro players like we see from these other teams, and they were able to take down teams of pro players as well. So they did very well for themselves, but did get knocked out in the end. But if you're going to lose to anyone, I mean, may as well lose to Spirit and MaxPax. Again, one of the strongest, if not the strongest duo out there. Very well played. Very well played, GG. With that, that leads us into our grand finals. It is going to be that best of 5. Oh boy. And there's no Clement Trigger for the first time. For the first time here in the uThermal 2v2 circuit, there is no Clement Trigger in the finals. Not this time. Not this month. Not this month. Let's go.